Global geoparks are a new addition to the family of protection mechanisms that UNESCO in Paris and across the world are involved in. Geoparks are promoting the very best of our geology, our geomorphology or scenery, but the elements of this have to be of world class. And so international significance of the geology is the first criterion. The second criterion is that the community itself owns these. These are not government driven, these are driven by local communities who will set up their own businesses and contribute to the overall value of those geoparks. And the third component or third element of geoparks is around the revenue streams that are being delivered by this new activity. And so that will lead to both local and regional tourism, which will benefit the local environment enormously. There's evidence overseas that demonstrates that the local communities that have these geoparks, their interest and their cooperation and involvement in the parks is actually greatly enhanced. In a wider sort of setting, there are a number of examples one can use that demonstrate value in other countries. In Northern Ireland, on the border, there's a geopark that's called Marble Arch, and they've just installed a boardwalk across some fairly delicate geology, and in the first year of use 3,000 people walked across that boardwalk. In the second year, 2016, 24,000 people walked across it, and just last year, the latest figures, 2017, 60,000 people have walked over the boardwalk. Now, this indicates, if you just translate that into the spend, not only people what they spend to get to a place like that, but entrance fees on features and so on, there's a tremendous amount of gain financially from these things. And Germany, for example, has got a geopark that they generated 300 new jobs in setting this thing up. And they're into a process now of every year training at least 30 new young people into ambassadorial roles, and so they can go out and actually get people involved in the geopark process. We are expecting applications to come in by the end of April. In mid-May, we have an expert advisory committee or panel that will be making the decisions as to which geopark or geoparks we're allowed 2 a year. Anyway, that group will make a decision about who to nominate up to Paris, which is the headquarters of UNESCO globally. And then the final decisions will be made in Paris in probably the early part of 2019. So if we're successful, I expect we'll have the first geopark to join the global network on the ground in mid-2019.